Welcome to the New Orleans TV Internet Network System. It's Monday, April something, 20 something. You can't tell the day or the date anymore. Um, we are pleased to bring you today momentarily. You see the little clock is telling you how much time we have for. We have, anyway, it should be telling us momentarily what time we are going to go on in this 5 minutes. Um, we are bringing to you a chef from all the way up north and frigid north of Pennsylvania. Very talented. And wait till you see the place that he's preparing his food. It's going to knock your socks off, folks. So please come on live as you are now. Get ready for the show. It'll start precisely on the hour, as our shows do. 30 seconds after the show logo comes on, I'll be on and I'll introduce our chef. And from there, it's gangbusters. So stay with us, New Orleans TV and Network System, and we'll be doing Chef's Chat USA. See you in a moment. We are live on the New Orleans TV and network system, and in 2 minutes, we'll be broadcasting Chef's Chat USA. Stay tuned. We're the New Orleans TV and network system, and bringing you live for 1 hour Chef's Chat USA. In coming up on 1 minute. Stay tuned. Soon and longer is our motto. Chef's Chat USA momentarily. Okay, welcome. Chef's Chat USA. Look at that sharp looking. You know, hope Chef likes it. That's our USA Chef's Chat hat. And very, it's as distinctive as what you're going to be seeing, the magnificent place he is. So, for those who are not familiar, we bring live chefs on for an hour, present to us in advance approximately 20 of beautiful close ups of their dishes, and that's what we talk about. So, you can see what they're putting out. Sometimes you get to go to their restaurants. This one is a little bit different, and we'll explain. But of course, as we all know, not too many people are going dining in anyway during this scenario. But we're happy to bring you, and let me go ahead and get in contact with us. Well, of course, I should be up there. There you go. Got ugly grimace. And then let's move on. And we went, there he is. See the brown? Look at the nice tones, everyone. This is Chef Lionel Hughes of, oh, here we go. I'm going to let him say the name of the, I've been practicing, I can't get it. I just know it's in Pennsylvania and it's beautiful. We're going to, as he tells us more about it before we see the pics of the dishes, he sent us graciously some lovely pictures of the exterior magnificent grounds and the interior. So we'll show each one of those and he can tell us about that before we even discuss the dishes. Welcome to the show, Chef.
Hey, good afternoon. Thank you for having me, Bob.
Pleasure, my pleasure. We've been excited for this. Tell me, so the audience won't think I'm a total dummy. Well, they can. But go ahead and tell us, what is the pronunciation of the restaurant and the club that you are working for, or that work?
The club is Aronimic Golf Club. It's a platinum club located in Newtown Square, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Sorry, Newtown Square, Pennsylvania.
You can make mistakes too. Let me ask this: is that an individual club when you say a platinum club, or is it?
It's a member-owned golf club. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And may I ask if you know, is the name significant? I mean, is it a family name or something else?
It was named after the Indian the Indian tribe that was located there back in the early 1800s.
Oh, fantastic! Well, that's got great history, huh? Wow, I love it. So there you go, folks. No wonder I can't pronounce an Indian name. New Orleans French names is just as bad. Now let's go ahead and do this now. I think I might have told you when we start seeing the pictures, you and I are going to basically disappear from visuals as you describe them, but we'll talk over them, okay? But let's tell me a little bit more about your background so the audience will know you, not just where you eat, where you chef.
Background, actually, I started off in New Orleans.
Wow.
Born and raised in New Orleans.
Didn't know that.
Uptown, Napoleon, Fontainebleau area.
We call it Broadmoor.
Yes, sir. Had a chance to work in the great city of New Orleans for a few years before moving to Atlanta. When I was in New Orleans, I worked for the Brennan Corporation, Commander's Palace. Worked at Redfish Grill in the quarters before moving to Atlanta.
We're gonna skip over Atlanta. Wait, how soon did you get to Pennsylvania? We don't want that ATL.
I've been in Pennsylvania a year now.
Oh, okay. Any place else between Atlanta and PA, or just?
Yeah.
Okay.
South Carolina, I've been in the Carolinas for a short stint, north and south. Making way up the coast, right?
Well, because have you been there for a winter time yet, or is it winter now?
A year. Actually, it was quite generous for me this year. We didn't have that much snow, so it was okay.
Didn't have that much snow. Okay.
Yeah, not that much.
That's too much for us down here. Anyway, anything else you want to tell us
so
about?
Now we're dealing with this, right? What we're dealing with now.
Okay. Anything else? Excuse me. Anything else you want to tell us about yourself before we start looking at the beautiful pictures of the place?
Currently a member of the ACF National Chapter, American Culinary Federation. Working on CEC, which is Certified Executive Chef, and working on my CMC after that. So, got big plans for myself. So, just keep pushing and keep striving every day to put out great food.
We're excited about that. Congratulations on your efforts and your process, because I think that's when you're on the road, definitely. All right, let's see if I can, without messing it up, see if I can bring up our first picture so we can see just a beautiful landscape. Hold on one second, sir. Let's see, where are we? Okay. There we go. All right. All right, Chef. Let's see if I can bring it up now. There we go, for folks. Look at that. Tell us. Tell us about that.
It's a beautiful course. It's a beautiful course. There's no golf carts allowed on the course, which keeps it elite with the status of being a platinum club. It's maintained. We cut the grass not we, the maintenance crew cut the grass every day, 7 days a week, 365 days.
Wow.
It's a lot of acres to cover.
Did of course, not to cash any dish toward your club, but a lot of them love to tout that somebody of some well-reputed golf had worked on the design or helped with it. Anything like that? Not that you need it for the beauty is the thing. I mean, anyway, go ahead. Any involvement with any celebrity or something?
No.
Okay. No apologies necessary for that, especially when people see the rest of it. But what a beautiful drive up there from the view, huh? All right,
It
let's
is.
see if we can let me get on to the next picture. And we're gonna stay on the pictures for a little bit till we start the food pics, okay? That way we'll just go through instead of back and forth. Look at this lovely setting. This is some type of deck. I guess this is overlooking some of the ground, huh?
It is. It looks over the 18 hole of the golf course. It's our members' golf patio. It's very
This,
beautiful outside. We
you
do a
said
lot of
this.
private.
I'm sorry. You said this is the 18th hole right here.
It oversees the 18 hole. Yes.
Wow, what a magnificent choice. Go ahead, tell us a little bit more about it.
So that event, so that spot there, we do a lot of private parties, daytime, evening events. It's very beautiful. Sunset. It's just nice.
Yeah,
It speaks for itself.
yeah, you're definitely right. It speaks for itself. I just don't know how much use to get out of it with that temperature. Now look at this, folks. This is ultra here. Look at the AGC, their initials. I mean, this is something like out of Hollywood in the 30s or something, huh? With the magnificent. This is what, like the just the lounge area or welcoming area. What is this part?
Yes, it's a common area that we use also for banquet space and a lot of weddings
Mm-hmm.
in this area.
Yeah, that would be
It's called the Great Room. We call that place the Great Room.
for magnificent backdrops for wedding photography. Do you know how old the actual structure of the building is?
1896.
1896.
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now look at this, folks. Look at the breadth of that. This is tell us a little bit where we are in relation to where the restaurant part would be. Where are we here?
So this is still a great room. This is right before you get to the restaurant part.
See, here's where we were, right over
Yes,
to the right side is that emblem and all, but it looks so different coming from this direction, having all that huge hallway, you know.
exactly.
Really, really. Do you have any idea what the? It might be confidential. We weren't supposed to go there yet. I thought we had one more picture. Let's get me and bring us back before we see. Um, is it secret information? No approximate membership in the organization, or is it?
It's an invite invitation to become a member there. I don't get into the financial parts of it.
I was just saying, like, is it a few hundreds, or it's got to be a few hundreds to substantiate that place. I mean, at least.
It's up there, yeah.
Well, it's beautiful. Congratulations. How were you lured there? I mean, did you know something about it before?
Um,
Okay.
it was by faith, man. I knew a great guy that knew somebody that was there, the GM that's there currently, and they were good friends prior, and it was just like it was meant to be.
You know somebody who knew somebody. There you go.
Hey, it's all about who you know.
You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put our contact information for you in the banner. I'm too glitzy to be able to do that during the show. So can you tell if somebody wants either you in the area that can use you at a catering or something, if they're allowed to do that, or if they just want to see you, they want to see your pictures, some more of your dishes. Where would they go? Let's tell them now. We'll repeat.
You can follow me on Facebook, Lionel Hughes on Facebook. On IG, Top Chef L Hughes, and on Instagram, or you can give me my contact number as well, area code 229.
Let's do those three. So, and we're going to repeat that, like I said, before we sign off. Remind me, because that's important for the people to who didn't get a chance to see this. Even though what's good, folks, we're on 5 platforms: 3 Facebook, we're on Periscope and Twitter now simultaneously, and we're on YouTube, of course. And YouTube keeps it on there permanently on my channel. R space R review. Let me get a plug. Please subscribe, and that way, if you didn't see this live broadcast, you can see it anytime you want, because it'll be there permanently. We hope to be on. We post also after the show on LinkedIn Live and also another one on Twitter. So we're covering most of the basics. We're waiting for LinkedIn Live to give us final approval to go live, and then IG, Instagram is the only one giving everybody a hard time, and no third-party software is allowed to broadcast live. So we're hoping they're gonna, since everybody else is coming around, one day we'll be doing live on Instagram as well. We're all ready for it. All right, let's go back and look at that thing. It might be insulting to say let's look at that first picture, which looks like it might be a pizza to me. Is that right?
Actually, it is. It is.
Hey,
We
I guess
good
right.
job. Good job. So this is part of our curbside service through the coronavirus spell that we're going through right now. So we decided to do
Right.
curbside pizza pickup for our members. So we created signature pizzas. I think there's like 5 different types of pizzas. This is
Oh,
one of
nice.
the ones. It's pepperoni on it's homemade fresh pasta dough with our
There you
pastry chef in the house. We have a wood burning pizza oven that we purchased last season, right before we closed up for the last season. And it was a great night for us. We did about 85 pizzas for the
Wow,
members.
fantastic.
Yeah, in a 4 hour span is that's a lot.
It's the picture, of course, deceptive with regard to size. About what size is your pizza there? Is it? It's not an individual. It's larger than individual size.
That's a 16-inch
Oh,
pizza.
16. We can't get it bigger. I mean, well, I guess you can, but 16 is really a great family size. That is beautiful.
It is.
Okay, excellent. So you're really taking care of your members during this period. So, and
Right.
y'all been doing that since the beginning, or it just came on and y'all doing this takeout or pickup or
Oh,
whatever?
actually, we did it one weekend and we sold out. So we're waiting for the weather to break now. It's get a little cold right now for us, up in the 40s. So we're trying to wait until next few weeks we'll do it again.
I see. All right, let's start with this one. So, what we got here? Look at this beautiful plating, folks.
There we have a pan-seared group with a sweet potato and carrot puree,
Yeah.
roasted fingerling potatoes, and wilted spinach.
Wow, I love fingerling potatoes. They're one of my favorites, and the puree just really brings out the vibrancy of the dish.
Right.
And
Puree is nice.
that is really. Go ahead. On
Puree is
the
right.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was saying I meant to finish off the takeout service, even though the audience can't participate in that. Is it limited? Are you just doing pizzas or something else as well for the menu?
Pizza was just an add-on for add-on addition for one night service. We do family style 6 days a week right now, and also a la carte takeout for the members as
And,
well. And
and most of your menu is available to that for those takeouts.
it's a limited menu that we created during these times, so we could execute it properly for the members without sacrificing service as well.
Nice, very nice. Well, that's very considerate. I'd say they look as good as any of these dishes. They're really enjoying this. All right, let's go to number 3. Now, this I think is the same dish, but
Same dish, yes, just different
close
angle.
up a little different. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, we won't talk too much more and just admire the beauty of it. Like it's almost like a solar system the way you get that plated there. Now here you go. This one is really interesting. I love the knitting, the lace lattice work on this. Now, what do we have here?
It's Florida is blackened Florida grouper with a lobster risotto.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, lobster risotto, chive oil, and lattice twill.
Now, what is the lattice twill?
Lattice twill is made from extra virgin olive oil, water, and flour, and you season it
That's
how
it?
you. Yeah, that's it. And
And
you pan sear it in a non-stick pan, and then it forms that shape.
oh, you don't have to mold it over something to get that shape?
Don't have to mold it or nothing. No, sir.
That is
And it can
what a
be sweet or savory, and you also can make them sweet or savory. That's a savory one there.
and that's what's so good about it. It's not only decorative, it's edible. So it's not
It
just
is edible. It is edible. Yes.
beautiful, beautiful. That is really a nice looking dish there. Plate.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, well, sorry. I shouldn't. You don't need to say thank you for all of these. My goodness. Let's go on to some. Ah, here we go. Now this was interesting to me. I really couldn't understand this. This looked like almost like a broad, like a bouillabaisse or something.
Yeah,
But then,
that's it. I'm from the South, so I mean that's one of my favorite things. Is
oh, come on, that is my favorite seafood dish. Oh
yeah,
my goodness. Well,
yeah,
tell us a little what you got in it because it looks beautiful. It's so
yeah,
pristine.
yeah. So the crostini is a homemade olive toast bread that we make in house for one of our other dishes that we do in the club. And the broth itself is a nice tomato saffron lobster broth, steamed mussels, U10 scallops. We have lobster in there, U10 shrimp, and white fish, and some root vegetables. Traditional bouillabaisse, nice, savory, little spice to it, but not overbearing. A great comfort food.
I love the broth. Unfortunately, today a lot of chefs aren't either that they're making their own cookbooks or something, but a lot of them keep insisting putting a lot of tomato in the broth. And to me, I, I don't know. I mean, I love tomatoes, so it's not nothing against the tomato, but it just doesn't taste like what I feel should be true bouillabaisse. And it's nice coloring, but I just anyway. You might obviously you don't disagree with me because I don't see that redness in the broth at all in yours. So I don't I know there's not a lot of tomato if anything else. The tomato is
Right.
great. Well, that's great. Well, that's New Orleans influence there, folks. Now here we go back to and it's got that.
Yeah, that one has a crab crusted halibut, uh, tornade, the Parisian potatoes, wild mushrooms, spinach, with a citrus beurre blanc that's going around the plate. That was a dinner. That was a special a feature on a new menu that we just came out with before the virus.
Mhm. Well,
Shut it down.
I'm surprised at how many fish dishes that you're able to do. That's great to hear that. I mean, is there not that much fresh fish there, or you have to import almost all your stuff?
We get fish. We get fresh fish in at least 3 4 times a week.
Wow!
Yeah.
Congratulations, because I love. I'm really like I said, being here, we get so much seafood too, and just crave fish. So to have the variety just we've seen in the first 3 or 4 dishes is I'm almost unbelievable to a lot of other restaurants today. So these members are really diners are really lucky. I'm flabbergasted by these. Let's see what we got here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now is this little
It's
steak tartare,
that's
tuna tartare?
that's a play on tuna niçoise salad with
Ah,
an entree salad on upcoming menu with a green goddess dressing, fingerly potatoes, cage-free boiled eggs, grape tomatoes. The haricots are from our local farm right there at the club itself. We have a farm on the property
oh, cool.
that we get a lot of our vegetables from the club. So
2 other questions. Do you put? Here's a big question. Anchovies in it? No, I didn't hear anything about
no
anchovies.
anchovies in it. No anchovies.
Okay, I love anchovy paste, but
No
it's not
anchovies.
for everybody.
Yeah,
How
it's not.
about how about capers
It's
or
crispy.
cornichon?
It's crispy capers in it. Yes.
Excellent. Really beautiful. I was so focused on the tuna that I didn't look. I mean, didn't look to see that it was a salad. Salad de Soie is my go-to. We don't have as many French restaurants like when I was growing up. It's a shame.
Right.
Uh, so we have still in New Orleans at least. We have one really religious French, and I've been eating tuna de Soie way before you were born there, and I continue. Yeah, you think I'm joking? People know that's not a joke. Anyway, okay. Ooh, here we go for the carnivores. Huh? Is that what we got here?
Oh
Something
yeah. It's a nice it's a sous vide beef short rib. So it's sous vide for 36 hours in the sous vide machine at
can,
145.
can I interrupt you? Because a lot of people, I know that's gotten very popular. Let's say in the last year, maybe a little longer. For the ordinary diner, they may or may not. First, because it's French, so of course it has to be good. But the thing is, can you explain a little bit what a sous vide machine does and how it does process the meat?
So the sous vide machine impacts flavor first of all because you cryo back it under pressure. So it enhances the flavor of the meat or the protein that you're cooking or sous vide or the product that you're sous vide, not necessarily protein. Anything that you're putting pressure under. So you're in packing the flavors into this product, and then you sous vide it at the slow temperature for amount of hours away. Just break down the fibers and the protein to it just melts.
It solves it up. It absorbs it like a sponge, baby, huh? Almost.
Soak everything up like a sponge. Exactly.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I'm sorry to tax you with that. I'm not trying to trick you, but
Not at all.
you asked me, "What are you saying?"
Right. Right. What did he say?
About a girl, Sue who?
Right.
No,
Right.
no.
Right.
Wonderful humor, Bob. Anyway, let's go. Let's go on. Let's see what we got here. Bob's slow at this. Okay. All right. Well, now this was not difficult to see. It's a close up, but it's
That was
dish,
actually
and
it was a dish from one of our wine dinners back in December Early December, we had a wine dinner. So that was a braised lamb shank, actually, inside that bowl with crispy fried onions. That was also sous vide, also. And it's finished with crispy fried onions and peach shambles for a wine dinner that we had. So
Now, when you do I mean, I'm digressing, but it's fascinating. When you do a wine dinner, um, is that do you use like a local purveyor, or this is strictly from your wine cellar that you're
we
so
use local and regional purveyors. I believe this wine dinner, the guy came from California to come and help host the party for us, the wine dinner for us for the members, which was sold out like 125 person wine dinner, 5 course. So it was a nice.
great. If you and I'm really taxing you here, if you don't forget about me immediately after the show, and you think about it, I'm starting one of my newest shows is a wine and spirits show, and I've been
Okay.
hard tracking down, especially not necessarily a sommelier, but a vineyard or a wine associated vineyard. So if you could get me that name or contact or say something on my behalf, I'll take a because I'm really anxious to get the show on. And unfortunately, all of my shows right now, people are telling me the same thing. I'm too busy to come on. Now, does that sound to me? That doesn't sound logically correct. I remember I was on the phone with a realtor because we're starting a new realtor show, and he
Okay.
said, you won't believe how much business we have right now." I said, "Just listen to this," because at the same time I'm talking to him, the local news TV at lunchtime is saying real estate business in New Orleans is down 34% already from last. He didn't say anymore. He hung up. But I'm saying everybody is saying they're so busy they can't expend an hour. I mean, I know they're not getting paid. None of it asked for money, thank goodness, because I can't give it to them. But at the same time, I don't understand why it's so difficult. You can't, with all being home, and I know maybe, or somebody said, well, you're feminist or whatever. You don't realize women have children and they have to. I said, oh, okay. I have to get to that. I don't have that answer. I can't believe everybody I talked to has been burdened by their children that they don't have a moment to themselves. But maybe that's it. Sorry about that. But if you can get me, some direction, Dan, again,
Yeah, of course. I can give you the information. Yeah.
if you can, I would love it. Thank you so much, because I'd love to be able to do the show. All right, let's move on because we're anxious to see some more of this great stuff. Wow, that is really neat. Okay. Oh, now look at this, folks. This is really a good one. I mean, wow, this is like ribbons of almost Is this pastry like? I don't think this is pastry,
It
huh?
is. Actually, I was getting ready for a competition, Myrtle Beach, when I created this dish to compete in Myrtle Beach, which I brought home a silver medal for this competition. Particular
Wow.
dish could have been gold, but it quite didn't work out for me like I wanted to when I got there.
We won't hold it against you. Let's
Yeah,
describe a little bit.
it's always next time. We'll go back to the drawing board with it and retweak it a little bit and fix the errors so we know exactly what to do next time.
What is that made out of? Like Fontina icing or something else? What is that? Circle.
Actually, it's so the chocolate mousse, the chocolate itself is soft chocolate. It's
Okay.
chocolate, little heavy cream, milk. It's Italian meringue that's on top of it with a
Right.
white
Okay.
chocolate ribbon.
Right.
Uh,
That's my
yeah, some macerated fruit compote on the side with a gelato and mascarpone. I'm sorry, mascarpone and cream cheese gelato.
Oh, that's complicated. Just being able to say it, you should have got the goal, I think.
Right.
All right. Let's go on. Let's see what we got here. Make sure we're doing okay for time. I think we are. Oh, ooh, ooh. This is a good one for me because it reminds me of sushi. What we got here?
Actually, it was from the same wine dinner as well as it was a bacon wrapped New York strip with red wine demi glaze. It's a lobster mac and cheese with couscous instead of your traditional elbow pasta,
Yeah.
asparagus, and Malibu carrots.
Wow. Now, what are Malibu carrots? Is that just where they?
It's a type of baby carrot. It's how they hybrid.
I understand. No, I mean, I just didn't know it just had to have a trendy name or something, but it is because it's the baby carrot.
Exactly the name. Yeah, it's actually the name of the
Baby
carrot.
vegetables I mean, people say, "How can you eat that?" I don't understand. But it real. They're so much more flavorful than the
They
lower.
are right.
Oh,
They're not as harsh on your palate.
right.
They're very tender.
Exactly, and that's why I would much rather have a baby any really of the vegetables because they're just
Exactly.
delightful to eat and like I say aromatic. All right, now here we got another dessert. I think if I'm
Right.
guessing right. Okay, well,
Yes, from the
like,
wine dinner. Pastry chef made this dessert actually. It's a it's almost like a strawberry and raspberry Napoleon
I'm gonna
with
say
a
it looks like
chocolate.
a Napoleon. It,
Yes, yeah.
oh, cool,
Very nice dish.
good. And so it's strawberries and Napoleon and raspberry. What's the is it like a preserve or what are you talking about? What is
The
it?
raspberry, yeah, it's a raspberry preserve with
Yeah.
chocolate swipe on a plate with the crumbles on top or with fresh granola.
Yeah, real basic, but really nice. Now we're going back to the entrees things here. What do we have here? This is a little kind of very oriental looking with the little hat on the top. It's almost Japanese. What we got?
Sear U10 scallops with a uh, baby frizze and gala apple salad, you would call it, with a
Mhm.
port wine gel and purple parsnip potatoes.
Oh yeah, that. Oh, that's it. What did you call it? What type of scallop did you call it?
U10 scallops is the size of them. Those are U10 scallops.
Oh, okay, 10. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
I thought it was again. Some of the different names, bay scallops and stuff like that. So I thought it was something again another area. But you're just talking about the size.
Yes,
Really,
sir.
really pretty. Like I say, it's the way you stack this looks just like a little Japanese temple in the center. I hope that's not offensive, but I really like.
I hope not. I hope not. Right.
That's look from the look. I don't think anybody would get offended by it, and then I'm sure the taste will even quickly add kind of negative they might feel about the. Is this a soup? Because I do love
Actually,
soup.
it's a consomme. I was practicing for competition again. It's a consomme. It's a shrimp consomme with a seafood mousseline in the middle.
Yes. Oh,
So
and
it's basically taking it back to the fundamentals as a young chef. You know, even as a professional now, and years later of competing in competitions, and it's always about the fundamentals of everything. You know,
of
keeping it
course,
with the
of course.
fundamentals.
There are
You know,
too many people that I feel if it's not complicated or
right,
some of the crap that's not good, it's a shame
right,
because there's nothing like the original or the purest version because that's when really here you're just laying flavor on top of flavor and sometimes you really don't know which flavor you're even tasting. So that's why
exactly,
it doesn't have to have a crazy name on each element to make
right.
it delicious. It really doesn't. And this looks just fantastic. To me, just really nice. I love all types of soups and broths, so this is just superb as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Okay, let's see what we got next. Mess up here. All right, here we go. Oh wow! Look at this plate, folks. This is something. What we have here? Look at this. Is that
It was actually
shrimp?
was a dish from the same competition. It's a play on the panzanella salad. Spring panzanella salad. It has craisins and
Hello, chef. Let's get a little trouble. This is the internet problem. We hopefully let's see if we can get the chef. Let me tell him to reconnect and see. The internet is awash with everyone using it. I'm hoping we haven't lost Chef because it's really a good show. Give me 1 second. Okay. We've asked him to try to restart his device and also to reconnect on the link. We usually are able to do that. I'm going to make sure that he still has the link. I'll send him another one. Again, I apologize. I'm hoping we get him back. Everything was copacetic. Let's see how far along. Let's see how far along we are with the dishes. I'll bring those up. It sounds like him. Is that you, Chef? There he comes. Chef, are you there? Okay, I've asked it. Tell us what's going on. Let me go back if you don't mind. Well, we've got 8 more dishes, folks, which is out of the 20, we've seen 3/4. Good to hear that, but I do apologize in that I'm not sure what's going on here. Hoping that let's see if he's going to respond. Typing. Waiting for it to load. So he's just bear with us a few more minutes, folks. Don't rush off unless you really got an emergency. As you can see, Chef is doing a phenomenal job. We're with Chef Lionel Hughes of Aronimink Golf Club, which is a private club in Newton Square of Pennsylvania, and that name is derived from the original, presumably Indian settlers that had the land before the Americans came on board. A beautiful golf course, and they're fortunate to have a chef who hails from New Orleans to some degree, along with several others, and has done wonders for the culinary scene there. And we're very surprised about how many, I am at least, seafood dishes, because he says he has access to 3 seafood areas to bring live seafood on. So that's very important. I'm hoping that like I say, the internet is just giving us havoc with regard to all this nonsense, and usually they're able to come back on. So I'm hoping that we can bring it back. For those, we'll take a little bit of your time. Hopefully, we won't have the problem tomorrow. We got a really long distance. We have an artist tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. CDT Central Time, from Hawaii. And this artist does paper sculptures, he does ambiograms, and also he makes saddles, horse saddles. His father was a cowboy. So he'll be fascinating. We've got a lot of other shows lined up. Again, I'm not seeing any more. What Chef is not saying anything more that it's doing. I'm going to go ahead and sign off and come right back on and see if I'm. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. There we are. Oh boy,
Man,
scared the heck
sorry
out
about
of
that.
me. I thought you were pulling tricks on us. I said, "Come on,
That's not part of that wasn't supposed to be part of the show.
you can't be that bad at the show." I said he just abandoned us in midstream. So anyway, thank you. But what it is the internet.
Yeah,
Right
it's for the people. Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm hearing all kind of cockeyed things, but people are connecting with people that don't even try to be.
Right. Like what?
That moment, and usually when it has happened before, but it's usually momentarily. It's like a blip, like if it flips at your house, you're watching TV and it clips
Right.
like an energy thing. But you
Yeah.
did. But before they you it's just for my information. I won't waste too much of the crowd because I know they want to see the pictures. What did you have to do? Did you sign up, restart it, or did you
I had
just?
to restart it. Yeah, to sign
Yeah,
off and
I
restart it.
know
Yeah.
that always works. I hate to have to do that because that adds a little time to it. But I wanted to make sure that it did work for you if you restarted. Okay, let's go back. I was telling the folks I think we were on
Yes.
photograph number 8, and so we got about number 12. We got about 8 left. Why don't we rehash this one if you don't mind?
So it was a dish from a competition in Catskill, New York, actually, back in January. So it's winter panzanella salad. It's roasted butternut squash, baby arugula, hydro Belgium endive, the
Yeah.
raspberry vinaigrette.
When you say panzanella, again for culinary 101ers, what does that mean, please?
So a panzanella salad is traditionally made with croutons from
Right.
stale bread or old bread. So for this dish, actually, I made the bread fresh uh, at the competition to make the croutons for the salad. So it's part of a mystery basket that I had.
It's easy to figure out because pan, most people know pan stands for bread. But again, I just wanted to make
Right.
sure. Yeah, don't want to talk too much above our audience because it's not fair to them as well. So let's see. Well, I mean, they're learning, so that's what's good. It's what education. Now here we go. Are these some clams or mussels? I'm interested in this.
Those are cherry stone clams.
Every, yeah, well, that
Yeah, it
makes
was
sense.
part of a coastal seafood stew, almost a play on the bouillon base, but I guess without the tomatoes. Once again, with the seafood mousseline that's on top of the toasted crostini, lobster, shrimp, nice tomato saffron broth as well.
Let me ask you this: one is it cherry stone because y'all live relatively close to Boston, where they so prevalent, or it's also very
Yeah, the Jersey Shore.
yeah. So it's
Yep.
really good. One last question: do you use either sake or some kind of white wine in your broth?
White wine. We use white wine in it.
Yeah, because for me, clams or mussels got to have a little wine in it. And then, if you don't use sake, the Japanese style, then the white wine is, again, just so
That's
flavorful.
best. You got to make sure you get the sand out of them.
Yeah, yeah. Don't tell them that.
Hey, that's the most important thing.
Even if it's true, we
Get
don't
the
want to
sand
tell
out.
them. They'll be taking the bottom of their spoons. You'll be drinking up sand. All right, here we go again. Now, this is neat. This is, I don't want to say what it reminds me of. You tell me what this is, please.
It's a crab crusted grouper, roasted butternut puree, asparagus, um, and braised fennel on the bottom, in between asparagus and the fennel.
And on top, what is on top?
It's a crab halibut, crusted halibut.
Ah, okay. I could not figure out whether that was a fish, I hate to say it, or a biscuit. So now I got it. Now I got it. So I kept saying it can't be a biscuit. This would be ridiculous plate having a biscuit up on that. So beautiful. Again, another fish, huh? This is. I was
Yes,
telling the folks in your absence how shocked I was to see that you have such access to such a variety of fish. It's just I don't say it's unbelievable, but it is shocking for us down here thinking that not that we have a monopoly on that, but so many other places don't have such access to fresh fish. Okay, what we have here, look at this is so a picture. This is really again like an art on your plate. It's like a geometric, beautiful linear line on. It really looks like a painting, chef. Tell us about this, please.
It's a modern play on traditional s'more. So you have your
Oh,
toasted marshmallow, your popcorn caramel, your chocolate piece right there. So it's a play on the modern.
are you there, sir? I'll screw you up. Let's see. I screwed you up. That was me. Sorry. I
That's
could
okay.
not believe I get so caught up because I kept saying that doesn't look like a dessert. That doesn't look like s'mores. It looks like an entree. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a. I guess I have bad eye surgery, so have to second guess a lot of this stuff. And not being physically having been presented as a fantastic dish. but it can go either way. So like you said, entree or dessert. It looks fantastic. All right, let's move along. Oh, here's another one. This one again. The vibrancy of this is just tremendous. Let's see if we can get this up there, everybody. There we go. Look at that, folks.
So it's a seared duck breast with
Now you're
a
talking.
butternut puree, a duck croquette made with the thigh meat, which is like a fritter.
Uh-huh.
Uh, with the traditional duck, we did a red wine and port reduction. That's the droplets, and we finished it with some Parisian potatoes and carrots and fresh figs.
Wow. That's really, like a palette knife you used on that wedge on the bottom. That's really pretty. Folks, we never did say in the beginning, let me bring it back up, that we don't allow callers on the phone yet because sometimes they're a little disruptive to get, they're long winded. But we do have, because you're watching us on, I see we have people on Periscope and also on YouTube. So on those things, just like whether you were on the phone or something with somebody else, you can put a live chat or comment to Chef or I, and it'll show up first of all on our screens. And we can even bring them on the screen if we need to. But if you would have any question for Chef or myself, please go ahead and take advantage while we're still on. We have only got a little bit, between 15, 20 minutes left. But if you'd like to ask anything, don't hesitate before we close the show. Because a lot of people say, well, I asked, but it was after the hour. I said, well, after the hour, oh, I'm sorry. I can't do anything. All right, let's go back to the food. My little commentary there for everybody. All right, let's see what we got here. We're going past this pretty one. Ah, here we go again. Oh, folks, you're gonna love this. And look at this. Go ahead, Chef. Tell us.
So this is a play on a tuna tartare. It was actually an entree. Uh, oh man, it's probably about 45 years ago when I came up with this dish. It's a sesame crusted Hawaiian tuna,
Tuna.
uh, parsnip puree. It's the white cream that's in the middle with a port wine and Cabernet reduction.
Ah, that's heavy. That's heavy. That reduction. Oh, and what is it? What is the? What is the? It's on a bed. What is that puree or cream? It looks almost like
That's
guacamole.
parsnips.
That's the parsnip puree. Beauty,
Yes,
it
sir.
has the green flavor to it. Real colors are fantastic on you, and such a basic. And I remember years ago when I started eating sushi in the '60s again, before anybody who was watching was born, and everything was with avocado, and most people didn't eat avocado much at all in New Orleans, and so I had to learn how to eat this. But this was absolutely my favorite intro. One of the earliest intros into sushi was putting the crusted tuna on top of some type of guacamole puree or something like that. So same thing with the parsnip. All right, got a few more, Chef, to taxi. Here's another. Now, this is beauty because it's so close up. It's just perfect for everybody. All that white. Tell us what we got on this long plate. Really pretty.
So this one was a for a competition. I did it several times. Myrtle Beach, back in Atlanta, the Carolina area. So it's a stuffed duck. I'm sorry, stuffed chicken. So that's the roulade that's in the middle. Stuffed
What do
with
you?
cranberry. Stuffed with cranberries and force meat. Force meat is the thigh meat of the
Yes.
duck, or of the chicken. You got your modern cuts on your potatoes and carrots. That
Right.
shows basic knife skills.
Right.
And with a carrot puree or butternut puree, I can't remember which one it is now. It's been so many years ago when I did this one, but it was
Probably
a very clean.
probably butternut. It looks a little more golden than orange.
Yeah, so yeah, it's roasted, probably a roasted butternut squash. Very clean dish, very straightforward, and was finished with a brown butter soy reduction sauce,
Wow.
which was served on the side for the judges. So
Well, again, I know I'm making a lot, but I'm very into Asian food all my life, and it really has that Asian presentation to my look, anyway. But I don't want to dissuade any of your viewers, but I think it's really well done. All right, now this is what do we have here?
uh,
What's
it's, uh, it's a grilled veal medallions with homemade pepperdale pasta, and it's finished with a little mash and
that?
lardon.
What's the green? Is that what? That's not watercress. What is that?
Mash.
Mice. And puppy dog, you make your own pasta. That is puppy dog's fantastic. Well, that's good.
Yes.
So that gives a little bit of an Italian twist for the people who are looking for the Italian food. That is
Right.
really nice. Very nice, very nice. And veal is always excellent. Okay, here we go again with a beautiful close up. I think this might be near the end here. What we have here?
It's a appetizer special. It's a lobster fritters with a Tabasco syrup.
Wow, hitting home here with the basket.
Yeah, very nice Tabasco syrup. Lobster fritters had fresh grilled corn inside, some shallots, fresh parsley and chives. Very nice play on lobster.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very nice. Well, Chef, you have really outdone yourself with regard as far as I'm concerned with seafood. I think that is your last. Yes, it is. So it's going to be just you and I for the rest, which hopefully won't be. I know will be boring for the people hearing from you. We've got about 13 minutes left. Maybe we don't have to use all of those. I can always bore them if you have to go. But tell us a little bit more again about. Well, first of all, let's go slowly over. How can they see more of your work or the different platforms you're on? Let's go over those one by one. First of all, go
One
ahead.
more. You can find me on Instagram, Top Chef L Hughes on
Okay,
Instagram.
just LUs, just your initial. Is that right?
Yep, Top Chef L Hughes on Instagram.
Okay.
And you can find me on Facebook by my name, Lionel Hughes. I'm on Facebook.
All
You'll see the
right.
chef picture pop up, and that's me. Uh, I post up at least 3, 4 times a week. Get some nice stuff going.
We got a great question, if you don't mind answering it, from Charisse on Facebook. And it says, I'm sure it's such a cliche to ask, and I'm sure you've heard it before, this question 1,000 times. But what is your favorite thing to eat, Chef you? Uh-oh.
Um,
This,
my,
this can be dangerous.
that is a dangerous one.
Come on,
Uh,
think of it. Oh, yeah.
oh man, I guess
Oh, all right.
my grandmother get me if I didn't say her cooking, but my favorite thing to cook is my favorite thing to eat probably is Asian or Thai.
Come on. Well, no wonder I seen a lot of input, and I thought you were
Asian
getting
and Thai. Everybody's, they think because you're from New Orleans, you're supposed to eat,
that.
French
Oh,
or Creole cuisine. It's like,
don't worry, I
I
still
mean,
hear it. Even with all the
yeah,
acceptance sushi today, people are still, "How you're gonna die?" I said, "Well, at this age, it doesn't matter what I'm eating, you know." So I live.
right,
If I
right,
survive the virus, I'm going back to eat whatever I can get my hands on.
yeah.
But
I
anyway,
just like good. I just like good food. I mean, to be honest, just good food. I think any
yeah,
cook could do the same thing. Just good food.
the
Don't have
big
to
thing.
be all fancy for me. I'm simple. I'm a simple guy.
But again, at the same time, the Asians are so much more prolific with things that we take for granted, whether it's vegetables, they do their own, Vietnamese stuff. Oh my goodness, their version of cilantro, all this stuff is just superb. Use a lot of that in their food, whereas before we depended so much on ingredient sauces, stuff like this, but nothing with the exotic stuff. And then the cleanliness of their look, always just perfect and pristine in that regard. So that's what I really enjoy about the Asian influence, and I think it's been a wonderful adjunct to American cooking. I really do.
Well, I think that's the biggest key in any kitchen is the fundamentals. Is going back to the fundamentals. Clean workstations. Respecting the product. Most guys, younger guys get in the kitchen, they turn the ovens on 500 and want to cook something quick. I'm like, hey, fundamentals, man. Take pride in what you're doing. You need to have, a great piece of meat, and you're abusing the product by cooking it at 500 degrees in the oven.
Well, of course, and they no, oh, got to get done, got to get done. Right, right. Well, we
Right.
really appreciate that question, Shalise. I mean, sounds like don't worry about it being redundant or off and because it's like I say, it's a dangerous question to ask anyone, but especially a chef with their favorite dish, because it
Right.
can go so many ways. Like you said, he had to give attributes to his grandmother if he wants to survive this.
I mean,
But then,
I think I can speak for the rest of a lot of the chefs. Yeah, we don't send stuff back. We just, hey, you know what? Don't worry about bringing it.
but That's
Yeah,
one attribute of a chef that I admire because there's very
right,
few of them sending things back or complaining. Certainly not during the meal. Anyway.
right.
All
Not
right.
doing the meal.
Let's see. We still got 9 minutes. Anything else? If you got any other questions, got to be quick, folks. But it's very appreciated because I know chef's glad to see some people ask, no matter what we ask, unless it's for a date. I don't know his personal status. So let's keep it on the up and up. Anyway, anything else you want to tell us about your culinary career? Not so much
Uh,
award, but your experience, your journey.
like I said, I compete throughout the year through ACF competitions. I believe I have 17 gold medals throughout the
Wow.
country. I think 10 silver medals and a few bronze as well. And I tell guys, I said, hey, it's not always about winning a medal. It's always about learning from
Oh,
your
thank
situations that you're in. That makes
you.
you a great chef. That make you a better chef.
Oh, and this is what I kind of disagree with competition, especially the TV, which has become, a mainstay of the culinary program. Because
That's
these,
so different. Yeah.
these young, I know several right now who've been on, some of the adjunct, like the grocery show. Okay, I mean, even though it's hosted, anyway. And these chefs, they have that one appearance, and even if they don't win, they think that's all they needed to do. They have made
Right.
the big time. They're giving themselves plaudits, diva-esque, which is ridiculous. You've got to
Right.
grow and learn the hard way, the basic principles, and grow up. Instant success is, if you get it, it's not going to be long lived. But for most folks, you're not going to get it by just appearing on one of these codes. It's like they always say, it's so funny. The poor judges, when they get down to the end, the part I always love is like, well, we're going to hear a lot from you, Mary Jo, even though you place seven. We're going to be watching for you. Nobody remembers Mary Jo that show. They're lucky to
Right.
remember the winner. And that's what's so ridiculous. There's so many offshoots of this now that it's really superfluous. And for people to think that that's what if they can just get on one of these shows, their career's made. Just like this. I mean,
No,
this is
it's
making your
it's
career right.
it's about pushing you. Being a good chef, being a great chef, it's about pushing yourself every day. It's about pushing that envelope. It's not about can I come up with the newest trend or the newest dish. Not for me anyway. It's about the fundamentals. How can I sustain what I'm
Right.
doing and how can I what can I teach someone else that's behind me? That I was taught from the chefs that was in front of me.
Exactly.
I had a lot of great teachers throughout my year that helped mold me into the chef that I am today. Uh, Throughout my career, I mean, the list goes on. Chef Daryl Schuler, Chef Kevin Walker, Renee Pax. I
And
mean,
that's,
a lot of great chefs.
and that's what's so important about the closeness of the culinary community, the chef community, is that they're so willing to hand, not only lend a hand now to the community, pay it back because of all this situation, but to their fellows, whether it's, like I say, a brand new trainee to someone else who's equal or even superior. They're willing to do anything to help their own community of chefs. And
Right.
it's a true
It's a
honor.
brotherhood. It's a brotherhood.
Really is. I know that you overuse that term, but it certainly is. In this particular connection, it really is a brotherhood. Okay, chef. Well, we just got a few minutes. I'm gonna bore these people for those last few minutes. Anything else you want to tell the folks? Because we really appreciate it. Again, he told you how you can get in touch with him or at least see his things. Remember, folks, you can see this on YouTube or space REVUE, my channel. And please subscribe. And that way you can show it to your friends over there. You can cast it on the TV and you can see Lionel on big screen, real big screen. That's the important thing. All right, Chef.
Exactly.
Thank you. Unless there's anything else, we're going to bid you adieu. And again, our appreciation for you coming on and continued success.
Thank you, Bob, and everybody. Just be safe, man, during these times. Be safe,
Beautiful,
please.
beautiful sentiment. Thank you very much, sir. All right, folks. What a show. I know we had a little hurdle. I apologize for I think it was 2 minutes at the back of it lasted. But thank goodness we're able to compensate and get Chef back on so he can finish up his beautiful presentation of his food. We appreciate our viewer Sharice Glass. Hopefully she doesn't mind me using her name on Facebook for that great question. I think it was fun, and I think it's apropos because everyone says, well, you know, these chefs cook all these dishes, but what do they really like? And I think it's a very good question. So you know, it might be something that's asked a lot, but it's fun to hear the answer anyway. Okay, as we mentioned, tomorrow, if you're going to come back and join us on our space REVUE, we're going to have at 11 a.m. Central Daylight Time. I don't know what zone you're in. Going to have an artist by the name of Scott Garrell, all the way from Hawaii, and hopefully our connection stays with them because that's a long distance. So until such time, this is Bob Bockelman for Chef's Chat USA, part of the New Orleans TV and the network, saying thank you for watching. Stay tuned soon and longer. That's our motto. Take care.